Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? I had a good time with my friends last night. It was really a beautiful time I had with them last night. Actually, it was like after work, so it was really good. I have a friend, the one that was with me last night, and he sent me a video, and I'm gonna show it right now. And this is why it's important for men to be in the house. This is why men should be in the man should be in the house. If you do a certain thing there, I think he probably I hate this. Trust me, if they that was awesome, but it's me and my mentality going out and doing this stupid shit. I know it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. Anyway, this 15-year-old kid that was about I think 6'1" or 6'2", but he was 15 and he destroyed his mother's house and walked out. Now, everybody knows when we was kids, back in the days, you couldn't have done that without your pops giving you a lashing on your backside. And this is why it's very important for people to have their fathers in the house. These young kids are taking over their houses, and the mothers are so scared because the fathers are gone, especially in the hood. The fathers are gone, and they're not there to instruct this young man or discipline their sons. A lot of people, especially in the Black American neighborhood, a lot of these, people are having kids at a high rate. Some fathers stay and some fathers are leaving. Some fathers are just getting the nut and they're out. They don't care about the consequences. They don't care that they just made a human life. So now these young kids, they're looking for a dad. They can't find a dad in the home because there is no dad in the home. So what do? They look up to the nearest people that's around them. And that's the people in the streets. These are the thugs, the drug dealers, the gangsters, whatever you want to call them. But you got a lot of young kids taking over the home right now. The incident where this 15-year-old kid destroyed his mother's house, completely desecrated the house and walked out. Back in my time, if you would have did something like that, even thought about that, when your father got home, you was in deep crap. Or you didn't have to worry about the father because somebody next door, a male next door, would have came and would have disciplined you. And then when your father came home, he would have disciplined you. And the hood right now, the ghetto right now is full of this. There's fatherless homes, and these young kids are taking over, and the women are scared. So this goes out to the fathers. What are y'all going to do about this? You just can't make a kid and walk out. And then you have situations where fathers do this. They'll make a kid and walk out. And then if the kid is a good kid and the kid becomes famous, that's when the fathers want to come into the picture. Fathers are important right now, man. A father's going to have to teach you the way of life. A father's going to have to guide us. A female really can't deal with a man. They can't. They can't at all. They only can teach men maybe certain things, how to interact with women, how to talk to female, but it's the fathers that's got to do that job. And in the Black American neighborhood right now, it's horrible. This is why these kids are going around carrying guns and they're shooting up everybody. They're causing mass chaos and confusion in the neighborhood that you have to come home to, and you have to go to work. Now you got to come home, and the terrorists are not in the other countries. The terrorists are not in the other countries at all. The terrorists are right here in the Black American neighborhood. And they're going around destroying their homes and other people's lives. This 15-year-old kid should have been dealt with. And the mother's in the house crying and figuring out what she's going to do. Oh, he has mental issues. That's still not an excuse. That's not an excuse at all. The dad should have been around to bust this guy right in the behind. The problem is, in our neighborhood, we keep giving the kids excuses after excuses. Oh, they're mental. Okay, if they're mental, get them some help. How come he didn't have help the first time? He would have never taught the damn house. We keep giving these kids excuses after excuses, and the women are having, the girls are having babies. The guys, the men are giving these women babies. They're selling drugs. They're bringing drugs in your home. So then when they bring the drugs in your home and you have problems of beef, if they have problems of beef with another drug dealer, now the drug dealer comes to your home, he may kill the mother neighbor in the house just to get at you. So in the Black American neighborhood, something has to be done. Y'all fathers got to stop this and stand up and start. If you can't afford or mentally want a kid, stop having kids, man. Stop having kids, because it's getting worse and worse in our neighborhood with this, man. I left the Black neighborhood like 2 years ago because I couldn't take it no more. You feel that you leave, you're being a sellout. No, you're not being a sellout. You're being smart. You got to take care of you, especially when I don't have no kids. I don't have any kids. And my mistake when I was living in the neighborhood, I used to date women with kids and see how these kids act. These kids are disrespectful. The kids is running around the house cursing, and the mothers are not doing nothing about it. And then you as a man, you're supposed to be this woman's better other half and her boyfriend. You saying, are you going to correct this? My God, he's a kid. What am I going to say? What do you mean what you going to say? This is how these kids grow up to be destructive. And now they tearing up your house. They coming in when they want to come in. They're bringing drugs in the house. They're bringing other girls in the house. They're having sex right in the next room, and you don't care. Because what happens is you did that when you was young. And then your mother probably did that when she was young, so it's passed down. It's just like the welfare system. I tell people this. If you're a good person, and if you need the welfare, if you worked all your life and you came down, something happened, you lost your job, okay, you can get welfare until you get back on your feet. But in our neighborhood, people live off of welfare. It's like a generational thing. It goes down the line. The mother teaches that girl, and it just keeps going and going and going. And everybody's on welfare. They don't want to do nothing with their life but just collect welfare. And then when a guy like me gets upset saying, listen, why don't you work? Them tax dollars, half of them tax dollars go to pay your bills. That's welfare right there. People that work very hard and can't get a break and have to get up every morning and deal with the outside world and deal with people that's very disrespectful. That stuff that they work for, now it's getting taken out of our pockets and being put in your pockets. And then you having these these crazy kids. And then the father don't care because he's probably laid up with another female. And then you have to say, when does it stop? These kids are going around shooting and terrorizing and even terrorizing your home. And the only thing you can say, he needs help. He does need help. He needs a father to come in and sit him down and talk to him. And if he has to tear his behind up, that's what he needs. That's what he needs. And if you talk to some of these people in these neighborhoods, mind your business, but it's not your business. You know, it is my business, because if I have to live there, if I have to live in this type of environment till I move, and I have to deal with these kids running around the hallway, these teenagers terrorizing people and selling drugs and standing right in front of the building that I have to walk, and they don't want to move and giving you nasty attitudes, and selling and pissing and crapping in hallways and in elevators. If I have to live here, I am going to say something. And then me as a man, if I hurt one of these kids, then guess who's going to jail for protecting himself? Me. These kids in the Black American neighborhood, they need some type of guidance. And y'all men got to stop leaving, man. Y'all got, if you don't want no kids, if you don't want to have any children, put on the condom, man. Put on the condom. Y'all having kids at a high rate, and these kids are destroying homes and other people's property. Why should we have to live like that if I don't do it? Why should we have to be subjected to this type of destruction? And then when we try to confront these people, they want to hit me. You can't do like we was back in the days. If your kid did something, I disciplined the kid, and I took you to your house, and your mother said, "Oh yeah, he did that. Well, did you take care of me?" Well, wait till his father gets home, because he's gonna get another one. He's gonna get one from me. He's gonna get one from his father. You can't do that now. You hit somebody's kid right now, they're gonna want to take your head off, or they're gonna call the cops. I grew up in a different era, man. This is why I came out there with my father was there for me. My mother and father had little problems, but my father never walked out. My father disciplined. If I did something wrong and he heard it, it was doomsday for me and my brothers. My mother took care of the girls. And even then, my mother took care of us too. My mother wasn't afraid of her sons like these mothers right now are afraid of their kids. These parents right now are afraid of their kids, and they won't touch their kids. They'll let their kids do all type of destruction, all type of being disrespectful of people, and nothing's done about it. Nothing. Zero's done about it. Zero. I can't believe this. What my friend sent me. He sent me this where this 15-year-old kid just destroyed the whole home and walked out, and the mother says, "Oh, see what he did? What are you videotaping? You better go and find the father or the cop to get that young boy if you said he needs help. If he's mental and there's something wrong with him, go and find a police officer, somebody in your family to go get your son. Because if he did it to you, now what's going to happen? He's going to do it to somebody else. He's going to have hurt and kill somebody in the street, and somebody's probably going to kill him. Or if he kills somebody, he's going to end up in prison. He will end up in prison. The neighborhoods right now is over. Everybody wants to save the Black community. There's no saving it. The Black community is over. It's done with. There is no more Black community. You don't have no Black leaders because Al Sharpton is a piece of crap. Benjamin Crump is a thief. Jesse Jackson, he's just an old guy that don't care about nothing. Black Lives Matter, they just took money and left. There is no Black community at all. No Black community at all. It's over. You can keep fantasizing about it. We got to save the Black community. Where? How are you going to save it? The Black community don't want to be saved. People don't understand it. Can't y'all get this? The Black community does not want to be saved. The Black community wants to keep doing what they're doing. They want to stay in destruction, and they don't care about what these kids are doing, from the men to the women. They don't care. They don't care. You got these females having sex with anybody and spitting out kids everywhere. How are you in your 20s and you have like 6 kids? I read some articles where you got women in their 20s with 6 kids. Who does that? And it's not even the same fathers. It's different fathers. How are you in your early 20s with 6 kids? You couldn't take care of the first when you decided to have 5 more? Okay, I understand one is a mistake. But after that, come on. And then these boys grow up to be destructive. The women are disrespectful. The women don't care. These young girls are the same way. They're partying with their mother. You acting like a young kid yourself. You having females. Let's talk about this. I want to talk about this. These damn females supposed to be teaching their girls, but they're partying with their girls and teaching their girls how to use guys, how to go to clubs and use guys, how to dress the sexiest and use guys. This generation, this black generation is finished. It's over. There's no saving it. The black ones like us that speak out against this, my name is Uncle Ruckus. They call us Uncle Toms. They call us sellouts. Well, I guess we got to be that then. Because people don't understand this. It's the black people that got to call out the black dysfunctional behavior and the black, we have to direct this to them, man. Because if somebody white does it, and it shouldn't be no color thing. I don't care what race or creed you are. But if somebody white do it, it's racist. Why is it racist for somebody of another race saying, listen, y'all need to chill, man. Y'all need to relax yourself and get yourself together. Why does it have to be racist? Okay, so now we got to do it. But when we do it now, it's sellouts, Uncle Toms, Uncle Ruckus, and every other stupid thing they y'all give us in the books. You can't even discipline the black community. And it's really sad. I'm watching on the news every day. The neighborhoods I used to live in, it's horrible. The shootings, you got people shooting at each other and they're killing innocent kids, innocent men, elderly people. They don't care. They shoot the gun everywhere instead of taking yourself in the ring like we used to do, put on some boxing gloves and go in the ring and box it out. Not everybody has to have a gun and then call yourself, but that don't make you tough. That does not make you tough. Making you tough is when you get yourself together, either go get a degree or a trade and take care of yourself and go get married, go find a good woman and have kids. And making you tough is taking care of your kids, your woman, and your responsibility. That makes you tough. That's a tough guy right there. Or maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just Uncle Tom and Uncle Ruckus, and maybe I'm just that. But these young kids, man, in the hood, they gotta be they gotta put these kids somewhere. These kids gotta be dealt with some real men, man. With some real men. Let me tell you something. I don't agree of everything that Farrakhan says. But one thing Farrakhan did, he walks through all the neighborhoods. He goes to the houses. He goes to the gang members, the drug dealers, and he talks to them and he turns them into men. I got to give him that credit. I got to give Farrakhan that credit. I don't agree with everything Farrakhan does, but Farrakhan will go to all type of Chicago, New York, dangerous neighborhoods with his soldiers, and they will go to drug dealers and gang members, and they would straighten them out and put them in suits, ties, teach them and give them, some type of education, some type of leadership, and these drug dealers and gangsters will turn good. I don't agree with everything with Farrakhan said, but at least I have to give him that much of credit. He tries, but all these other black leaders, all they want is money. We kill each other from Monday through Sunday, 365 days a year. I don't see no Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Black Lives Matter. I don't see nobody. But if somebody Caucasian do it, everybody wants to come to the neighborhood. Oh, it was racist. So it wasn't a problem when black people did it, but it's a problem when white people do. You see how that goes? You see the hypocritical that stuff that's going on in our neighborhood? They're a bunch of hypocrites, man. They are a bunch of hypocrites. Somebody white does it, oh my gosh, the world is coming to an end. Then the stupid thing about it, they destroy where they live at. You're breaking up stores, you're looting, but That wasn't the situation. The situation was somebody killed this person. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? No, you're going to destroy your neighborhood and say Black Lives Matter. But Black Lives didn't matter 7 days a week when somebody black did it. This prejudice, see, I hate it. I never listen, man. I grew up with every race of people. I cannot stand this prejudice garbage. And black folks need to be ashamed of themselves, because we'll call white folks and Asian folks and everybody prejudice and racist, but we end up calling them derogatory names out of their character, and it's not racist. These kids have to be disciplined in our neighborhood, but the black American neighborhood is over. It's finished. You can't. There's no helping. You can't help it. You can't help it. This neighborhood is done. Everybody wants to save the black neighborhood. It cannot be saved because black folks don't want to save the black neighborhood. They don't. Negroes don't want to save Negroes. That's just the way it is. And it's harsh saying it, but it's the truth. It really is the truth. You got all these black, pro-black people. Oh, if fish in the air, black. No, stop that. And they're a bunch of cons. The worst leaders right now we have are these pro-blacks. I am so sick of these pro-blacks. I can't stand them, because the pro-blacks are the ones that talk this nonsense, how the white man is the devil and black people should be saved. Meanwhile, they're taking money from the black community and going on trips and buying stuff that's expensive, but they supposed to save the neighborhood. These pro-blacks are the worst. They are the worst hypocritical people walking in the black community, because they're a bunch of crooks and thieves. And then when you do have real pro-blacks, that pro-blacks mean you're for your people, but you're not racist. These are the pro-blacks that I talk. Listen, man. All we're trying to do is get our people, our neighbors straight and our people straight. But we ain't on that racist stuff. Those are the pro-blacks I talk to. And those pro-blacks don't deal with the other ones, because those pro-blacks, or to the other pro-blacks, they call them sellouts too. How could you talk about being pro-black and you still like white folks? Why? Why can't he? Isn't white folks human beings? Don't they come from God? This prejudice nonsense, don't we bleed the same blood? Who thinks like that, man? Somebody sick in the head thinks like that, man. I know good pro-blacks, man. The real pro-black, if you really want to get technical, was the first Black Panther Party. And they even said it. They said, we're not anti-white, with this anti-oppression. Because the real Black Panther Party had white folks following, Asian folks following, Mexican folks following, and they was so nice to everybody, man. They said, listen, we don't want y'all to help us. We just want y'all to be by our side. Those was the real Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party right now are freaking vile and they're vicious, talking about killing white people and white babies. No. And the real Black Panther Party already addressed, we don't want nothing to do with them, because that's not us. Those was the real Black Panther Party. They was for everybody. They didn't care what race color you was. They took care of their neighborhood and they helped everybody. That's the real Black Panther Party. They said, I'm gonna say it again, we're not anti-white, we just anti-oppression. We want to be treated like human beings. That was the real Black Panther Party. But this new crap talking about killing white folks and babies, no, I can't get down with them. I know you're not supposed to hate, but I hate them. I can't stand them talking about killing human beings that did nothing and had nothing to do with your problems. What's up, B? What's going on? I just did this quick video, Big Al. I'm going to call you later on. But these young kids, they got to have, you got to have the father in the house. You got to have the father in the house. Yeah. You got to have the father in the house, man. This 15-year-old kid that destroyed his mother's house and just walked out. And oh, he needs help. He needs help. He needs a dad to take him in the room and to whip his behind. My father would have did that. My father would have tore me a new behind. This generation of people, man, because the dads are not there, and some of these dads act like little kids themselves. A kid having a kid, because some I talk to a lot of them, and I'm like, you 40 and 50 sagging your pants. You 40 and 50 walk around with Timberland boots, sagging your pants, your hat to the side, but you're in your 40s. Listening to this drill hip hop music, but you're 40 and 50 years old. So these dads are their kids themselves. Well, I'm going to take my behind, take me a shower, go to the gym, but thanks for listening. But to the real people out there that always supported me and listened to me, thank you, and subscribe, share this video if you want to with your friends, and thank you for always supporting me, man. Big L, I'm going to call you later on when I get from the gym, man. Peace and one love to everybody.